Oh, this is brilliant. This is absolutely bloody brilliant. The absolute ridiculousness of it. So we're officially live now. So hello and welcome to the EPROM9, and today we are doing live old school style, and this probably is proper old school style because we've got Retro Gamer VX on here at the moment. Maybe we'll get some other people join later, but he's in the bath. Maybe you could add the S10 gas mask on top of that. Just to add to the theme. Right, now we're going to... the ridiculousness. Right, this is how we're going to show the live chat. Loads of other people have these really clever embedded, I'm sure you can probably see this, systems for showing any chat that comes through. And then mine is just like, capture one window and then put everything you want on the captured window. And then I've got two other monitors free to do all the other shenanigans. Yeah. Of course, I'm going to turn the volume up because you are very quiet. There we go.
Yeah, it's very quiet on this phone.
Ah, that's how you're doing it on a phone. It just makes me laugh, the fact you decide, I'm in the bath, this is a good time to join.
Send me invites now.
Yes. You just don't want to knock it too low. You might get me a strike or something.
I'm in the bath.
Your party?
God, it's madness. Oh.
No, madness, we're swapping to the other camera.
Yeah.
There's no stupid bubbles.
now he's tempting fate. Now he's tempting fate of either dropping the phone or showing something he shouldn't.
That would be very careful.
Yeah, there have been plenty of people who have had their junk leaked online. And hang on, I've got to change the title of this. Stream, edit, co-hosts, RGVX, GVX, in the bath.
Ready for shortly, I'm going to have to go off in a moment to reset up upstairs. Put clothes on. Maybe.
Maybe just sit there naked all night. Maybe casually just toss one out under the camera.
I don't anyway.
Yeah. Anything could go on, especially when you get people like jiggle like this on camera. I know.
It's very bloody quiet, this program.
Yeah, I think we'll definitely keep the no, this is not made for kids option. Oh no, good, you are still there. Enable DVR, I don't know what the hell that is. Well, I know what DVR is, but... Oh! Yeah! Someone's just jumped in like Jesus, but... Yes, this is Egghead show.
I can't see the comments.
This is an Egghead TV show. We got people laughing. Oh yes, we still got people. Maybe we might actually get more than 5 viewers for once. That'd be an amazing. I think the maximum I've ever had is like 6. Yeah, it's actually in the bath. And my bandwidth is holding up to this quite nicely. The joys of fibre optic, I love it.
How do I see the comments? If I press that back button, it's going to go off, isn't it? So look.
I don't know why you can't see the comments.
Oh, I can see you in a small window now. Oh, that's good.
I don't know. I'm not that. To be honest, I'm not that savvy when with phones. What's that? Tell your friends to play with an Amstrad CPC in this bath. Yeah, you definitely don't want to be using it on 240 volts though. But you could certainly have a tray that you set to the computer up with a monitor. Huh? Yes, on the YouTube.
Is this streaming on YouTube?
Yeah. I've got.
I shall get it. I shall get the comments there in a moment. We need to go off now and get some clothes on and get some. Reality.
Yeah, I don't blame you there. Just cutting the video while you sort all that bits. All the bitty.
Again, I shall set up the Sinclair or something upstairs again.
We won't be doing this one crazy late into the night because I do actually technically have work tomorrow. Because my work laptop is sitting beautifully otherwise I oversleep, and I'm already a bastard for oversleeping as it is. I'm terrible for oversleeping.
Right. I shall be back shortly.
Oakley Notes, we'll see you in a bit when you're in a more presentable state.
Oh, the camera's slipping. The camera's... Oh.
Here we go. So here's the next one. My Amstrad monitor decided to pack itself in EPROM. Do you think it's possible to fix it? Absolutely, it's possible to fix it, but you've got to figure out what's wrong with it first. I was playing with the contrast and it switched off. That's very vague. There can be anything. That's fine. Yeah, there can be anything that triggers that to happen. Do you like my setup to the OBS? Most people do OBS doing all this multi-window capture and all that, and me, I go for the very much my motto of life of KISS, keep it simple, stupid. He will be back, don't worry. Keep it simple, stupid. And basically, it's just like pile a load of windows on the same monitor that's being captured from. So you can see a little bit of toddy-waddy down here. Don't worry, he'll be back. How many viewers do we have on this thing? That's what I want to know. Because I want to see if we can beat a record of more than 6 viewers at once. So if we go to live now. Fucking hell! Fucking hell, that was loud. We have 4. Okay, we'll turn that off, yeah, because we had to knock the volume up. Let's knock the volume back down, because that, basically was the equivalent of setting off an explosive here right near me, and that scared me shitless. Oh, Jesus Christ. How can I top that? Maybe I could do a live stream from the shower one day, just for the hell of it. Give you all a nice view of my sexy, chubby... Bleh. It doesn't matter the fact I exercise on my bicycle and that, but no, you still get man titties. You still grow man titties. If they continue growing, I'll be able to give someone a tit wank at this rate. That's ludicrous. And other things, while we wait for Mr. VX, we can do the usual sort of stuff we like to do. Like, show off my night vision I built. Because why the hell not? Made with that, it's in the videos, there's 3 18650s batteries in there. Thanks, I have the headphones on, yeah. Trust me, it's worse for me on my end because I knocked my hi-fi, which is hooked to the PC audio, all the way up to full. And yeah, that's loud, especially when the speaker is there and there. And we added a second lens on there to get better focus. Google has really killed the resolution of this webcam. It's usually a lot louder, better than that. It's like a non-shitty webcam. And let's show you what it looks like through it, and hopefully it doesn't decide to electrocute me, because it does like to give me little electric shocks. And all what you can see is a green horribleness. This room's also far. Is it too bright for in here? Nah, it's fine. Shine it directly into the light. It's mine, I can do what I want with it. I can shine into many. And you can see... shit! You can kind of see some movement from me trying to wave in front of it, but... yeah, it works. Then you turn it off and it stays charged for absolutely ages. Hello, you can see my face then! It's like, let it... there we go. Yeah, there you go. So you got a bit of a view for it there. Can this night vision see which is better than... hang on, that's worded a bit weird. Can this night vision see the which better than Granny's garden? That thing terrifies me. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, we could try it. Granny's garden through night vision, monocular. Because why the hell not? It would be quite fun to do that just for the hell of it. Make some more perverted paedophile jokes and whatnot, because why the hell not? Because that actually worked out really quite well last time. That video ended up being surprised. That's probably actually my most popular gameplay video ever. Probably because I just spent the whole time while I was playing it taking the piss out of it. Because taking the piss out of stuff is fun. Now I'm going to put the view counter on here. Hang on. Watch this amazing super high-tech way of how I'm going to display the view counter. Whoa! I'm on my own recommendations. That's nice. Please pause instantly. Thank you. Then, there we go. Then we grab this. Why are you not showing the views? I want to see the number of views I have. Oh, you bugger. No, that's not going to work. Whoa, we got Stevie backs! Now we have to knock the volume all the way back up.
This is still the mess from when I did my live show a couple of hours ago.
Don't worry, I still haven't hoovered my carpet, so it's covered in all sorts of random debris. I'll probably hoover it. I'll probably hoover it tomorrow when I'm supposed to be doing work.
So I'm going to have to set this all up again.
I managed to scare myself shitless not too long ago because I left the volume up at full and then opened it, and then I got absolutely terrified by the sound of my own voice. As if it's not bad enough at normal volume. It blasted full volume from my hi-fi, was absolutely god-awful, the most terrifying thing of my life. I kind of understand why people complained about my audio for years. And years.
My voice scares me. I need a couple of these.
Yeah.
To brighten things up a bit.
I do actually have. I don't have any of the compact fluorescents like that around the house. All my lighting's LED, but I do have 2 fluorescent light fixtures floating around somewhere. I think they're both up there in the one of those boxes of crap.
Oh, that's a good one. These are my studio lamps.
I have no such thing.
Making the scene a little bit brighter.
Studio lamps would be that'd be nice, but well, they've got all tripods and stuff and just get in the way. That'd be rather impractical compared to a normal lamp.
35 quid for the whole set.
Nice. The nice thing about them taking standard bulb fittings as well is you can put whatever bulb you want in there.
One there to lighten things up.
I'll get some cheese in a bit to eat because I love cheese. Cheese is awesome. Cheese is the best.
This is what happens when you capture somebody unprepared for a show.
Well, you know me. I'm not exactly the most organised creature on earth, and that very much makes working life quite difficult, being completely and utterly unorganised.
There we go. One. Just put my volumes up.
Oh, we've lost a viewer. We've got only 3 viewers now. Boo. we might one day break 6 viewers and actually get into double digits. That'd be a first. That'd probably take like 10 years to happen.
Yeah, bend over, that'll get you viewers.
Yeah. Bend over and spread. Yeah.
Something to get viewers.
Yeah. Strip naked, swing the t-shirt around, round and round and round. There's definitely a small proportion of my audience who are gay, so there's at least a small proportion who genuinely enjoy that. There is at least a small proportion. Which is...
I got 20 viewers early in the videos, about 250 views now, so it's one of the
yeah.
live ones I've done. the working cable.
Interestingly, my image intensifier night vision videos have done quite well, although the latest one hasn't done as well.
No.
And YouTube, for some weird reason, is not alerting me of new comment notifications. Again, YouTube did this ages ago, fixed itself, and now it's gone back to being broken again. So, standard YouTube, I guess.
Yeah, do I get the Sinclair or the Amstrad?
Good question.
Let's
I don't think I've actually put this on YouTube yet. I haven't made a video about this yet. But I too have an Amstrad CPC 464. I don't know if you can see me or not.
Not at the moment.
I'll go get the monitor while you ask about that. I ended up spending quite a lot on it. The whole lot with the monitor was about 50 quid, but I thought it was pretty good because usually getting the monitor with it is actually quite difficult. But we also have the colour monitor.
Oh, you gosh, it. I'm stuck with green screen.
Hey, nothing wrong with green screen.
There we go. I can see you now. Hey.
I think ironically the green screen monitor was more expensive.
You've got a handle.
Oh yeah, we have.
I've got a handle.
Unfortunately, I have no sodding upper body strength. All my strength is in my legs. And then here's the computer itself. It was a bit minging when I got it. Yeah, I might at some point pick up the green screen monitor.
That has no handle, but it's only a small one.
We want Baldy back. Yeah, he's back. He's back. He's just in clothes now instead of naked. And then Granny's Garden. Yes, please. Yes, I would like that. I used to have the exact same iMac 20-inch 2008 one. That'd be roughly the ones that they got at school when they were brand new, and they used to drive us mad. Then someone else says, "Yay!" So certainly hear you. All the keyboard shortcuts and that are all completely different, and let's be honest, Apple keyboards are absolutely god awful. But since they're standard USB, you can resolve the god awful keyboard solution like you have there, and you look like you've got a nice, super nice, mechanical, super gay rainbow RGB one. And then we got cool. What retro systems do you have? List them all. Oof, loud. Yeah. Better the audio to be loud than quiet, I say. Mine, of all the vintage ones on display, we have the Amstrad CPC 464, IBM 5150 with expansion bay. Let's turn off the fan in here. We have one of these French Minitel terminals, because I really wanted one of those, and I need to build it a serial adapter to use it with Linux machines and stuff. I have a million. I'm not going to list like all repeats and that, but I have my RMNB300, Casso PB700, two Poseidon Organizer 2s, Toshiba T2200SX, 4 Acorn Electrons, and an Acorn Electron motherboard I'm going to be building into a portable 1980s style portable. 2 ZX81s, one's on the workbench being worked on. TI-99 is currently in the process of being worked on. A Starlet NEC portable computer PC8401A-LS, Atari ST, Atari 800XL, a word processor thing from Brother, a Commodore Amiga 500, a Commodore 64C, a Commodore Plus 4, so I have a surprising amount of Commodore machines, an Acorn BBC Model B, a little like Palm handheld data scan telepen terminal thing you'd use in a shopping place. A ZX Spectrum Plus, a Toshiba HX10 MSX computer, an Epson HX20. This is where I have absolutely loads, just about every Husky from the 1980s. The two originals of the DVW microelectronics, original model Huskies, Husky Hunter 2s, FS3 to FS2, Husky Hawk, which is broken. The latest in the Husky machines I have is a Husky MP 2500, which is basically an FS3. And that, I think, covers all the 80s machines, because the TI and ZX81 there are already being worked on. And that's not including things like calculators, cameras and gas masks and God knows what else other stuff I play, Geiger counters. Because at my desk here I have literally 3 Geiger counters within hand's reach. Because everyone needs random Geiger counters within hand's reach. Yeah, I had to go over there to actually look at them all because it's difficult to remember them all off the top of your head. I've got roughly over 40 vintage machines, and then I think I've got about the same in modern machines. I mean, I've got a whole trunk down here that is filled to the brim with laptops. Like, literally, you can't fit many more in. I've broken what?
You broke the 6 barrier.
What are we up to?
7.
Yay! We're the highest number yet! It's can we make it into double digits, people? Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Steve's responding to people for me. Hello! Did you ever play the Sultan's Maze on the CPC? Nope, I don't know whether Steve has. It came free with Amsoft. I don't actually have any of the software for this yet. Maybe one day. I don't even know where the tapes are that I recorded on, because someone at work gave me a load of old tapes and I recorded a program I wrote on one. It was only a stupid thing. A good collection. What is your favourite? My absolute favourite? Oh shit! What did I send flying? Well, it didn't kill the computer, so that's good. I smashed my laptop into something. That's all. My absolute favourite of all the machines I have are my DVW microelectronic Huskies. These ones are my absolute favourites, and they're also the rarest machines I have in my collection. But they're old ruggedised military handheld computers, so yeah, I'm pretty obsessed with them. I have more videos on Husky computers than any other computer in my collection. And I've tried to gather as much information as I can about them, archive it and get it on the internet. The original Husky Hunter 2 Husky Hunter manual that's on the interwebs is because of me. Hi, I'm Ben on Facebook, good to see you. Yeah, I mostly just posted it to these retro groups that would only be people who are interested in the whole retro nonsense and whatnot on here that actually join, rather than absolutely every Tom, Dick or Harry that I know. Yes, I still need to actually do them. I've got it all prepped. I've got all the packaging and whatnot. It's just sitting down here waiting for me to price it up, but I just want to measure up for this display first because I want to create it. But yeah, I am going to be doing that, but thanks for the reminder. As you can tell, I'm not the most organised creature on earth, so it tends to take me a while to get round to things. Which isn't always the best thing at work, but, you know, you try. You try and improve. and fail miserably most of the time. Right, let's trim my claws because these things are way too long. I'm slicing myself open here. Might explain all the mysterious wounds I seem to be gaining lately. There we go, so we can do a claw manicure live on stream. How many viewers are we up to, Steve? Or down to?
No, I'm just adjusting my thing at the moment. There we go. I can't see myself. Oh, there we go. There we go.
How did you do it? How did you do it? Because you said you tried actually doing it like this, getting multiple people on the stream before, and you didn't have much success with it.
No, I did it through, what you call it? Eagwugger.
Never heard of it.
It's a bugger to spell.
Everything's a bugger to spell when you're dyslexic.
Excellent, it's starting to load. I forgot what you call it now. That app where you call each other and you can video call each other. Anyway.
The truth is there's so many of them. There are so many of them out there that it's impossible to know them all.
Whoa.
And I can imagine there's plenty of terrible solutions as well. I mean, Hangouts worked back in the day when we used to use it when I was at uni. That's how long ago it was now.
That's the last time I used Hangouts.
Yeah. How come you had to download an application for it? You can just do it straight off your web browser.
Yeah, you could. I always had potato vision. I should say I had potato vision.
Yeah. I actually sent him a direct link saying it if he wants to come on if he's around, but I haven't seen him actually active on Facebook for a long time.
Yeah, normally he likes to link now and again, but not much. Just the rates the same just in case it.
Maybe like me, he just found other things to keep his time occupied. I've gone through uni, I've got bloody full-time work now, I earn a actual wage, which is actually really nice. Not having to survive on the scraps of what I can literally forage.
Still like that with full-time work.
Yeah.
I've got that loading at the moment, I don't know if anybody's played it. Seems to be loading.
Nice.
Treasure Island. Sinclair.
Yeah, that's the thing you find with a lot of these old games for the 80s computers, is they tend to be a complete mixed bag in quality. Some of them end up being really cool. Some of them end up being absolutely goddamn terrible. And sometimes it's just the capabilities of the machine just makes it a terrible games machine.
Was it? Because it's early days and everybody was having to go at it.
Yeah.
Like they did with 3D printers recently. Loads of companies set up and then loads of companies died off.
Yeah, I want to actually get a 3D printer, and since I'm saving a ton of money on train fare lately, I'm actually probably going to buy one. Because it would help me fabricate things that would actually be really useful, like 18650 battery holders. Speaking of, hello Knuckles. It's been a while since you popped on there. If you're on my Facebook group, then there's the link to actually join the video part if you want to. Because I get confused on exactly who actually is on the group and who isn't and all that, because it's sometimes really dead and sometimes really active. It's a bit random.
A bit like my head brain.
Yeah. And then there was the time when I remember actually on one of these streams where I was throwing them Belgian bun red plastic cherries at the door and got them to stick, which was quite hilarious.
I've still got a few of those original streams on my channel.
All the ones that I recorded are all still on my channel. Yeah, like one where your neighbours got really pissed off and started basically threatening you, and that was all captured. The audio for that was all captured on the stream.
I paid about £400 out of that video.
Did you ever take them to court over that? Because that would have actually been something. That would have actually been something you could have had them for in court. Because threatening someone like that is actually illegal.
No, they got forced ejected by the council.
Oh, what? Did you send it to the council, did you?
Yep.
Nice.
Even though it was a private house, they force evicted them.
Yeah, because, you know, they're threatening
Everybody else
you.
was complaining as well.
So the fact there was multiple complaints, and then you're able to submit video and audio evidence that this is going on,
Yeah.
and the kinds of things they were threatening, it's actually good. It's actually good that kicked off then, because because that's what you're able to do. And now it's a complete mixed bag, because even in a brand new neighbourhood like mine, because all the houses are brand new, there are a certain percentage which are dedicated council housing, so it's completely random whether you could end up living near someone like that again.
Yeah. QAOP. Well, QAOP, right. QAOP. Oh, right.
3D printer, yes. Print me many mechanical but squonkers. I'm guessing that's various things to fiddle with.
We've got 9 people.
Woo! We might actually break double digits. What the hell's happening here?
Yay.
How to find you on Facebook? My name on there is Boschley Stingray. I will give you, if you are on there, I will put in the chat a link to my Facebook group. Because I know for years you said you weren't on Facebook, but I'll put a link to the group in the thing if you want to join it, and then you can click the link from there.
Yeah, James, this one's weird. It's hard.
Again, headphones.
Because you spent so long waiting for it to load, it makes you make more effort at it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're less inclined to be, oh fuck this shit, it's boring, turn it off.
Yes, let's get the next ROM on.
Yeah.
No. Oh, God.
The thing where I really, really do love emulation and do actually use it, I don't use it on like standalone desktop PCs and that because I don't really see much point. But where I do like to use it is on my PSP. Because then when you're out and about, you can basically play Crash Bandicoot or whatever, really. Or Turrican or something like that. I mean, I've recently run through Mega Turrican again on the PSP.
Yeah. Ah!
Because I really love that game. As anyone who knows and watched me from uni knows I absolutely love the Turrican games. With all their flaws, which they have many.
Yeah. Never played them. I stuck at as usual.
Well, these days the flaws in games are, well, more worrying with all the microtransaction nonsense. Again, headphones.
Oh, God.
There's not a lot I can do about the audio levels. I mean, I might be I'll tell you what I'll do. Is I'll knock down the gain on my headphones to -3 dB, and then hopefully that'll make it a bit better for you. So yeah, let me know if the audio is still raping your ears, and if it is, let me know. If it isn't and it's better, let me know, so I know either way. Then I know the audio levels to use in future.
Complaining about audio levels is never listened to a Spectrum load in real life.
Yeah. Yeah, those old tapes, when you actually play them, people are like, oh, you should like the sound, Simon. No, I don't. It's ear rape. I know what it is. It's data. But to my ears, it sounds like ear rape.
Talking of ear rape, I need a booze at home. I shall be right back.
What's that, booze?
Booze. Yeah.
I don't have any. I do have booze in the house, but it's all disgusting. All the booze I have is absolutely rancid. Just don't sneeze. Can't guarantee that. If I sneeze, I sneeze. I'll try not. Well, I say I'll try not to, but you know, if a sneeze comes, a sneeze comes. There's not a lot you can do about it. Oh wait, no. The technical counter of Geiger counters within hand's reach is actually 4. We've got the SIAC PD2i. a dosimeter. We have a broken one, which could make it up to 5, which is basically the same. We have my homemade Geiger counter, which has its own video. Oh, Domino's Pizza, that sounds so tempting right now. We have a Russian dosimeter, which is a Master 1. You can Google those. There's actually another variant of the Master 1 that I'm actually watching one on eBay. I'm quite interested in having... This is how bad my Geiger counter obsession is. Steve, we actually have 4 working Geiger counters within hands reach, and 5 if you include a broken one. And then we have a radiometer type RM5/1, complete with homemade probe, which uses a Russian one, which... Oh wait, that's the googly eyes making the rattling, because everything needs googly eyes stuck to it.
I can't believe it's also worked back together.
I should show this. Here we have a bottle of hand gel. Let me get my flamey thing. My thing that makes flames. Steve, you'll probably find this amusing, but I have twice now set fire to my garden table in the back garden.
Why does that surprise me?
Yeah, I found fun in burning plastics like super glue bottles and epoxy bottles. And interestingly, when the fire I actually looked at the thermal signature on my thermal camera. It goes up to about 400 centigrade. But interestingly, when it runs out of plastic to burn up, the wood doesn't continue burning, which is really interesting.
Wasn't this last screen like it used to when different people talk?
Vape shots. Yeah, my brother loves vapes. I think I see the notification. Hang on. Yeah, that's a notification, so I will accept that.
Oh, this is dead.
I think I'm actually quite lucky because my group's so obscure it doesn't really get loads of fake requests and stuff from these spam bots and that just paste advertisements. Oh, there's actually 2 to approve. Oh, we'll approve both of those. Nixie Tube, one of them had a thing Nixie Tubes in there, and that's always going to be an automatic accept of an invite. So, shall we set fire to this bottle of alcohol? I don't know how well the camera will show it, but...
I've been attacked by old grannies.
I don't know if people saw that, but the flame literally goes through. It melts the bottle, which is quite amusing, but it actually shoots down the bottle, and the bottle sometimes makes whistling noises. It amuses me.
On the actual stream, it doesn't swap cameras when you talk, so you're constantly on the small camera.
Yeah. You constantly on the big camera on your end?
Yeah.
Interesting. I thought I'd be on the big camera on your end, but...
Well, on the YouTube stream, I'm on the big camera constantly.
Yeah, that's actually fine by me. On the YouTube screen, your screen, I don't know how yours is. I don't know whether I'm on the big screen on yours.
On the phone, you're on the big screen.
Oh, my little...
Big screen on the phone.
That's all right then. Yeah, that's working as we want. I mean, it used to swap round as when you talked, who was talking, and then they'd go to the big screen. But it might be just because there's 2 of us on here at the moment. That might go back to its more old school way of doing it if more people decide to appear later.
My God, it's good to have to get anywhere near these characters and it kills you.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Ridiculous, this game. I'm determined.
What's our view count up to now? Have we breached 10?
You have 9, you've got 8 now.
Ah, no, we've gone down. That's not how it's supposed to go.
It's going to start and go down, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like, no, the world shall end.
I'm constantly glancing at that, wondering what I'm doing.
Yeah. Yeah, breaching 10 would be a massive milestone.
I got off the first screen.
You actually did it. Sadly, only a little Simon in the corner. Yeah. Oh, that's fine.
Oh God.
I'm I'm not too presentable, to be honest, being all I did actually have a shower not too long ago, so at least I don't smell disgusting anymore. But, you know, I don't have enough gym jams to go around, and I think I'm definitely due another round of throwing gym jams in the washing machine again.
Oh, I can jump. Right.
I really don't know why YouTube isn't telling me when I get comments on this video. It makes no sense.
Yeah, we want Big Simon, we don't want Little Simon in the corner.
How do you
put Simon in the corner?
There, guys. Now we can make it big. Why do? Oh, what? You don't want to be big anymore? I think it's more your beautiful face that's getting me the actual views actually coming in. Oh God, you can see all the sore spot on my chin where I scratched all the skin off when it was really itchy. Oh, beautiful. The scabs looked worse this morning. They don't look so disgusting now, but...
I don't know if that again.
Makes me look like I got some sort of face face thing. Don't burn the pyjamas in the tumble dryer like my sister did. They go all crunchy and itchy. I don't have a tumble dryer, so I wouldn't even be able to do that if I wanted to. YouTube is shit now. YouTube has been shit for many years now. Google have progressively made it worse They've made it worse in some ways, but, you know, the better in others with like the HD and stuff, but they certainly make it nigh on impossible to actually make any success these days on the platform. And the thing I hate is there was actually an article on slash.com where this actually went to court that YouTube officially does not have to maintain any free speech on its platform. This actually went to court and the judge ruled that YouTube does not have to keep stuff up because of free speech. It can terminate what it likes.
Yeah, it's because it's private business.
The only way you can maintain your own true free speech is by hosting your own platform. And that is why this server, I call it server, it's my desktop I did my final year project on. It's going to be set up as a web server and I'm going to be hosting my own website. I just need to get around to actually all setting it all up.
I've never understood how hosting your own website.
I know how to do all the setting up and running of websites and servers and all that nonsense because there's a lot of server admin actually in my job that we have to do because we maintain all the servers all our security infrastructure runs on. It's mostly Windows servers, but I'm going to do...
I've never understood why people do it.
Do what?
Get them online, websites, post their own websites.
Oh, it's fun. It gives you your own sort of thing. I mean, for ages I had my own website which ran on a free web hosting service. But yeah, so I actually have learned some Windows admin stuff now on the server end, which is pretty cool. So I know both a little bit of Linux and Windows server administration. I'd still run it, I'd still preferably run it on Linux, but Windows is definitely a lot more secure these days than it is. Thank you for the comment there, nice stream. Yes, now it's gotten too shit. Yeah, the whole Google sanitizing and basically that's what I mentioned about the free speech thing. Your comment there is just like, now it's gotten too shit, is the fact that they are actively now basically suppressing free speech on the platform because there is no legal obligation to hold it up. None whatsoever. Got ruled by a court in the US. YouTube and Google and all the signatories to do with that are all US companies, so they come under US law. There was a YouTuber that got death threats. He showed the messages on a YouTube video. Turns out the person made the threat submitted a privacy complaint because of this. Yeah, the whole flagging system and copyright system and that is just completely and utterly broken. That does not surprise me, and then that means he gets issues and then it's a massive fight. And The trouble is, you know, it'd be a lot easier if creators were able to actually get direct contact with YouTube, but they can't. YouTube is like the worst business partner to actually work with, and they treat their commercial clients in the exact same way as they treat their YouTube content creators. Because we've had that is how terrible Google is. I would say, if you can, Google is the worst business partner ever, and avoid them like the plague. Yeah, make threats and get away with it. Yeah, that does not sound good. Yeah, avoid any sort of business deals with Google, I say. Because, you know, when they're treating like business client, you know, we're talking about companies and that, like they treat the YouTube creators and that, and then it's basically, yeah. And YouTube creators who are monetized are technically business partners. They're just not big corporate ones, but they treat the big corporate ones exactly the same. When the big corporate ones are the companies that have the facilities to absolutely sue their asses. The things you see when you work in the industry. I would have avoided Google as a business partner due to crap like that. When it's just like, it's so frustrating. Yeah, long gone are the days when Google was actually good.
Infinite.
Oh, we can put Steve back on. Oh. Steve is okay. Oh, you've got a separate camera, haven't you? Oh God, what the hell happened? I think Steve just died. Oh no, you're back.
I'm back. It went for low battery. Hang on. Weird camera everywhere.
You said that was on the phone. So how the hell did you show the phone showing a camera image?
Hey?
You said you were using the phone to do the Hangout.
Yeah.
So how did you get the phone to show an image of me?
I just pointed at my computer screen over there.
Ah! Yeah, I got a bit confused there on how you did that. Yeah, there's a bit where you died.
Magic.
Yeah, that did have me a bit confused for a bit there. That makes more sense now. Because I do not know, apart from of like FLIR cameras, of any other cameras that would connect to a phone as an external unit. I mean, FLIR ones you can. And in fact, I might actually be half tempted to hook up my thermal camera and give you all thermal view.
Right, I need to work out how to play this.
What's our view count up to now, Steve?
8.
Oh, we're renaming on 8. Yeah, don't be evil used to be their motto, but yeah. Yeah, smaller creators are basically screwed over. And if you're not monetized, you're also screwed over. Guess who's not monetized?
I am.
I know. I bet they still screw you over. With all the demonetization nonsense because you said a bad word. And it's just like, I'm not buying into that crap. You know, it's like you said to me, it's just like, oh, you about the dropping the F-bomb, or as I like to call it, just fuck.
I had to drop a live stream once because my co-host wouldn't stop swearing. No, get off my channel. I'm going to authorise my own videos.
Oh, that's funny. What? I'm guessing that was me who wouldn't stop swearing.
No, you.
Oh, bloody hell! Because there's one thing I know. I swear like a dockyard worker.
Oh, that was a bouncy landing. I didn't land it. Run the program again.
Oh yeah, you can see you can't see the thermal very well, but yeah, you can see the thermal.
Where's going? What's happening? I have no idea.
I've just got my thermal camera out. Swear a little, yeah. How to beat copper? Swear a little, yeah. I think if you throw in a few little of the more mild swear words, you can probably actually get away with it. I mean, they actually there was actually a channel which actually did some testing with videos and that, and tags and saying stuff in videos and that, and actually compiled a list of the words that actually get people demonetized, and in it was even just stuff like saying gay, which is why a lot of the people, you know, a lot of the gay YouTubers who do a lot of the LGBT stuff got hit so bad. But you do get some which just like talk about nothing but sex and can be quite perverted.
It was funny that all those kids shows just unbox kids' toys to play with them.
I know, those guys got completely screwed over.
Yeah.
Which is wrong, really.
There we go. Reset.
And that's the thing, it's like with the copper thing, I don't see how legally any jurisdiction can actually be put on the creators. One, because most of the creators are actually abroad, so copper doesn't actually have any jurisdiction outside the US. And two, no YouTube creator gets to see any of the metadata.
Yeah. Yes, it was a joystick being plugged into the awesome machine.
Yeah.
The game was a bit too complex. Flight Simulator on this. My god.
D-Live is getting better, spend more time there than YouTube. There's like, you know, it's like with the streaming platforms, there's a lot of these YouTube wannabes popping up, and yeah.
Never heard D-Live. I've always got on YouTube alternatives, but
they never kick off, or they just die.
they just die.
I mean, I've tried BitChute, and it's supposed to automatically back up your videos, but it's done nothing but fail miserably at it, so I basically just leave it running on autopilot now. So I don't really swear, but that joystick being plugged into that awesome machine must be time for gaming. Yeah, I'm not sure what that has to do with swearing, unless that's just another tangent. 8 bits, one dream.
Trying to load this shite.
Yeah, I was going to say a golf game in 8-bit, that's going to be terrible. Two worlds, one sun. I don't get that.
Not me.
No, not you. Someone's comment. 2 worlds, one sun. I don't know what that means.
Not me. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm too stupid! Oh yeah, you can see the flame. Flames! I do miss the photonic induction videos. I do miss his stuff of like blowing shit up and whatnot and setting fire to stuff.
Yeah, he was good. Remember that.
He was funny.
I think that's loading somehow.
The poor guy though, like Aussie 50 Ed, was suffering with some severe depression though.
Yeah. That's his wife, didn't he?
Yeah, he met a new wife in India, and hopefully that's all going well for him. But no one in the YouTube spheres heard anything, and I think he just kind of wants to leave the whole YouTube thing behind, which is fair enough.
Probably makes enough money out of it anyway.
Yeah.
Right, load. I'm done.
Yeah, because I know you originally got your channel monetized when they first started allowing everyone to monetize.
Yeah, I'm a partner, not just monetized. I'm an actual partner. Woo!
That in itself was an achievement at the time.
Yeah. So if somebody puts a copyright claim in, I can clear it straight away.
Nice. There's so many bogus copyright claims.
And I can authorise my own videos as well. If the algorithm thinks I've been swearing, and I say I haven't, it clears it straight away.
Nice. Can you do that on other people's videos or just your own?
Just my own.
So that means they technically give you free reign to actually go around and just false claim people's videos willy-nilly and get away with it.
Yeah. I can get channels shut down as well.
Yeah.
I did once. I've only done it once when someone nicked all my content.
That's fair enough when it's actually something legitimate, but it's when someone's actually, you come across cases like Anisia, and I'm sure pretty much everyone here has heard of Anisia, and abuses that system to no end to basically try and silence any critics.
You remember Caleb Waller?
No.
That little shit who's got... There we go. I'm in Spain now, and he showed rare stuff, and it's like, I'm in Spain now, 2,000 subscribers, I'm mega hit and I'm mega rich from YouTube.
Yeah, you're not going to be rich with 2,000 subscribers because I'm already there. And the analytics say I would make, at best, about 300 quid a year. You have to be in a damn poor country to be able to live off of 300 quid a year.
Yeah.
That's like the absolute bottom of the barrel of the poverty market, where you're living in a sodding mud hut in the middle of nowhere with access to no infrastructure.
I mean, I'm lucky I've got like 5 videos that earn, get about 800 views a day.
Yeah.
So they're my YouTube income.
Yeah.
Not much at all.
Yeah, someone else is at photonic induction was amazing. It's like, yeah, he did some amazing, awesome videos. I miss all that, and it's just such a funny character as well. And when his original wife broke up with him, he turned that place into a proper bachelor's pad with like massive, great valves and mercury arc rectifiers on display and fuses. It's just like, yeah, you are such a cool dude.
It's a dodgy character, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, he had a massive temper on him, you know. It'd be the slightest thing that'd absolutely piss him off to the absolute livid point that'd be smashing stuff and that. But, you know, I think deep down he was actually a good guy. And then it's like, oh sorry, I just thought I'd randomly say it printed on Mars rover Spirit and Opportunity. Yes, they're going to be long. I don't know whether the dates have been delayed due to this whole COVID CCP virus thing. But yeah, they are launching that up, and I've actually submitted my thing for my name to actually be sent up with it when they send it off.
Ours is on a DVD on one that's around Mars at the moment. I've got the name of it.
Yeah. What is it? Curiosity?
Might be. I can't remember if we did get a certificate from it. From NASA.
Yeah. Oh my god, yes, photonic induction, he wasn't scared to touch 240 volts, but he also knew how to touch it without killing himself. He knew what instances were dangerous and that. And
living need fixed tumble dryers.
Yeah, that's the thing. I expected his living to be, he was like a power line engineer or something, because he was just so knowledgeable with high voltage. I swore blind that his living was literally up there repairing, designing, working on power lines. Because
what the hell's this? 20. You were out in 20, found it.
It sounds like a text adventure.
It's a golf game and it's... oh dear.
Oh dear. Yeah, the old Spectrum and that. It does have some brilliant classics, but a lot of the games are very much a mixed bag. It's the same with the Acorn Electron. A lot of the games are a complete mixed bag to whether they're any good or not.
Look at this screen, I can't even tell what I'm doing.
Oh god.
That's terrible.
Oh my god, yes, Photonica, yeah. Only time I got a strike was uploading a movie. Yeah, I've had a few copyright things in the past, but I don't really get them because a lot of my videos are all sort of engineering and that, which isn't really stuff that will be picked up by any automated algorithm. The occasional gameplay was, but I'd usually appeal it and then it'd be fine. And then then like 30 days or whatever would run out and then it would go back to normal. There's only 2 that I've never actually appealed because they're probably actually legit claims and all what the company did was put a little monetization on it. And that was one live thing where there was the demo of that robot dog that sung a copyrighted song. And the other was the video where I had my ex was having his beard waxed by his sister. And in the background he had Nightwish music playing. That's a funny video because I knew how that was going to end, which is exactly why I pulled out the camera and hit record. That was funny. Yeah, tip to all you guys out there who think it's a good idea to wax your beard. It's only a good idea if there's someone filming you, because then you're going to provide amusement to many people.
I've not got a beard to wax.
Yeah.
I'm neglected. Because it itches every time it gets any decent in.
Yeah, that makes sense for a movie to end up being unlisted. It was up for like 2 to 3 months, surprisingly. Yeah, it can take a while for the algorithm to find you.
Find you, we will.
Yeah. Although saying that, the algorithm never found my video I did. I don't know if you remember this one, because it was such a long time ago. I eventually removed it. But the video I did for college was like an advertisement for my car, the Volkswagen Fox, and I used the, you know that, what's the name of that yellow puppet thing?
Mr. Uzo?
Yeah, that's it, Mr. Ozzy or something. And it had that music, and for whatever reason, YouTube never picked that up. When that is actually...
It's on their website.
It's what?
Probably too embarrassed that song's on their website.
It's actually a pretty cool song. I like it. Yeah, because for ages it was actually used in car advertisements, which is probably where I got the idea from in the first place. I think back in the 90s, it's like done as car advertisements.
I think what you'll do with it.
That's it, Mr. Ozzio. Yeah, my name's on the Rover plus Parker probe. I thought I can't wait to see Perseverance getting launched. I think that's the new one. It's a shame that everyone keeps all the people in charge of naming these keep throwing a spanner in the works of something being called Rover McRoverface or Boaty McBoatface. You know, out of all the names something could be given on the internet, that is pretty damn wholesome. Because usually you'd expect something to be named by something like 4chan to be a mixture of racist, homophobic, and sexist. You know, people complaining about all these, the slightest like homophobic comment and that. You know, the kids these days need to play sodding 2006 Xbox Live, where all what that went on in the chat was racist and homophobic banter and insults.
My God.
What?
How the world has aged. When I first met you, Simon, 10 years ago, you were at university, and now you're going, kids these days!
Yeah, but it's true! It's something true!
That didn't take long.
Only took a decade.
These days! Oh, dear. Oh,
Yeah, but you think, you know, when I was at uni, we're talking about people now who are 20, but when I was 20, they were 10.
Yep, and when you were 20, I was 20.
Yeah. When you were 20, I was 20. I think it might be a little more than that.
I'm 44 in 2 days. 44 years old in 2 days. Still playing video games.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not going to stop playing games. I spent most of this weekend having a massive Half-Life binge.
I'm playing Miner 2049. It might not have caught up on the stream.
Yeah. Yep, he wasn't touching Earth, and then he broke that red Amstrad hi-fi thing, which said there's enough space in there for its own mobile generation. It takes the piss, and I ain't having it. Where's my hammer? Yeah, I do miss that. Where's my hammer? And then something, and it always gets. Or I'd be like, let's open this gently with the right tools, and then show the camera on the right tools, and then a sledgehammer would swing out of off nowhere. Oh, I miss that. And the moon landing and Mars landing. Yep. Been band dyed his beard. Yeah, I'm not surprised people dye their beard. Oh, dyed his beard. Funny video. What happened to your drive time video series? I don't go out in the car all that much these days, apart from short trips to the supermarket. I used to do a lot more driving back in my uni days because I'd either be going to or from that. And when I'm commuting to work, I'm on the train. As exciting as that is.
What do you mean hook this up as comfy?
I miss having a pile of old tech to play with. I gave away all of it. Oh god, that's like a worst nightmare for me. Watching Retro Game VX hook up that is comfy. I'm guessing the fact it reminisces good memories for him. I'm assuming you're a guy, I don't really know. Sheba the Destroyer, yes, you were on Steve Benway's chat because I remember him commenting on really liking your name.
Yes, he comes on mine as well.
I'm assuming they're a guy, but I don't... Oh yeah, this is a game you wanted to come back to later. I need to get some cartridges for my Atari, but I've actually looked at the prices and some of them go for some silly money. Anyway, I'm going to have a piss.
I love these days. Oh no, don't leave me, I'm not good at talking. No! Please, come back! I'm lonely. Oh no. Oh, this means I've got to talk now. Oh no. Whatever, mate. I'm your entertainment director tonight. Okay. In our lordship's absence. What? Trying to play this game? No. Okay. Oh. Well, then we crash something now. Oh no! Don't die! He died. Oh no. Please don't reset. I'm going to reset. Oh, look at it.
I think I might need to open the window because it's a bit hot and sweaty in here. Yeah. Modern house, all the newfangled insulation and that. Hey, I like my little house.
Got a great beat to it, this song, this game.
I got my WII and my Mega SG. All is good. Yeah, sometimes you don't need a I don't actually have a huge amount of consoles. I basically have all the ones from my childhood, basically, and I picked up a Mega Drive because, well, technically the Mega Drive was of my childhood. It's just we didn't own one at the time. Ah, he's gone. Gone to urinate, and we can hear... Oh, you could hear me having a piss. Brilliant! Just like old times. Again, headphones. I can knock down the audio a bit more. I'll knock it down by another dB.
Audio's fine, just turn your headphones down. I don't know.
Yeah, that might be good advice from Steve, actually.
I usually do.
Yeah, I do have noise cancelling headphones. I need to try and fix this pair, because this pair broke, and I need to try and fix them, but I just haven't got round to it yet. In fact, he can go over to the workshop side of the lair. I think it landed on the chair and it bounced off.
Hey, Twit has a high score.
Twit!
Yeah. It's not caught up on the stream yet.
You know, I think I'm the only person who calls Twitter twatter. Well, because it's filled with so many twats.
I use the word twat quite a bit on Twitter, usually when I'm talking to Donald Trump.
Yeah. Has he blocked you yet?
No.
I don't think he's really the type of blocking people, so at least he upholds the whole freedom of speech thing.
I try very hard to be blocked by him, but I haven't achieved it so far. My life's ambition has gone
Fulfilled.
unanswered. Oh. Right, unfulfilled, that's the one.
That's one of the major problems is if you don't have an account on Twitter, you can actually still go on and view people's posts and that, which is probably why it's so rampant with all doxing and all the, someone gets slightly offended, so then they have to contact someone's employers and get them fired and all that nonsense.
Oh yeah. I had that because of my mining channel once, but there we go.
Seriously?
Yeah, I tried to get me fired because of mine. I went in. my employer was like, we don't care what you do in your spare time.
Yeah.
If they've got a problem, go to the police, which surprisingly they never did.
Yeah, because there was nothing that they could charge you on, because you don't do anything illegal in your videos, just as I don't do anything illegal in mine.
No, it's the guy who owns the mines operating it illegally, so he wanted me out of there. So it's all threats, no teeth.
It's one of those cases, oh, he's doing it illegally, okay, then I'll go to the police and report you.
Yep.
If you're gonna try threatening me, I'm just gonna report you to the police on your illegal operations then. And that'll be my message to them, and then report them and then be done with it, and that's then sorted.
Right, Cody's glove.
Yeah, you did what I would do then.
What mine don't look like it's shown in this this documentary on the screen here.
Yeah, yeah. They tend to have a lot more bottomless pits and caves.
Yes.
You had balls to be lowered down that shaft you couldn't see the bottom of.
Thank you. We knew it was about 55 feet.
Yeah, but still.
Look, the other one's 300. Don't bring down that one yet.
That is like one of my fears. You know, that would be something that would be very difficult to get me to do. Actually, lower me down one of those shafts. There's that part, that adventurous part that would want to do it, but at the same time, I'd be shit scared to the point of probably panicking.
That's why we do it. It overcomes your fears. One of the reasons.
Yeah.
Plus, it's worth it. Worth the effort for seeing what's down there. Massive workings. Wait, did the jump. Woohoo!
Twatter is actually a thing, not joking. I'm guessing that's someone else who's come onto the same level of parodying as me. Haha. No, I call it Twitter to I think you mean Twatter, but and I notice Facebook is full of crazy people. Oh yeah, if you get into the right sort of groups, there's plenty of crazy people on there as well. Twitter, how dare it autocorrect the spelling? Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. Phones are terrible for doing that.
Yes, I got past stage 2.
Saying that, the auto spelling correction thing on my work phone, I actually find that quite useful because it solves it's annoying when it tries to rename a swear word something else, but when you try enough times, it gives up trying to correct it. But it's useful for actually sort of dealing with actually making my text actually readable for people because my spelling is that bad. I do not know how the hell I got a C in English. Well, try that on an iPad.
Maybe spelling was that bad they don't want to read it, so they just saw it written C.
Yeah, I do not have a clue how I didn't fail English, to be honest, because my reading's meh and my writing is absolutely terrible because I can't spell. I can read enough to get by, but I cannot spell for shit.
How did you get on at uni?
I've gotten very good at using spell check. It's all about learning to use your tools that you have.
Not Grammarly.
Yeah. That is how I managed that. And also, my uni tutors also knew that I was on dyslexic and autistic and all that. So they accounted for that. They weren't going to throw up too much fuss over a few like bad spelling and grammar mistakes. Because the thing is with my course, it was more testing me on my technical ability rather than my ability to spell. And I think it's a well-known fact that most engineers can't spell, and that they also tend to be on the autistic spectrum.
Oh, God. Yeah, you should work with academics. Most of them are tend to be.
Yeah. It's weird. You find with people on the autistic spectrum, there's polar opposites. There's people who actually end up being successful, making a success of their lives, getting good stable jobs and all that. And then there's the other parts which are like Chris Chan, which end up just being delusional and being absolute failures in their lives.
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever look into Chris Chan? Because I remember you asking who the hell he was.
No. I forgot about that.
No, but basically sort of created this whole comic, like originally in his 20s, like doing this whole comic book series about like this thing called Sonic Tree, which is a combination of like Sonic and Pikachu. And well, yeah, I can speak it natively, fine, but I can't spell in it. And yeah, basically just went into this like 20 odd years old and basically like a child, and now he's almost 40 and still basically same mindset, but even worse because he's gone into this whole like completely delusional, like not even dealing with reality anymore. It's funny actually, I see a lot of similarities between him and my ex.
Yeah, I have to stick the link in the text or something.
Yeah, I actually there's actually a really good someone, Frederick Cougarson, who does Down the Rabbit Hole. The guy is hot as anything, but he does absolutely fantastic summaries and breakdowns of like all these bizarro things. But I'll put you a link to his video on him. I'll stick it in the chat here for anyone else who's interested. But yeah, it's quite a sad and tragic story, really, but also at the same time frustrates me because it's usually the people like Chris Chan who are the face of autism, the absolute bottom of the barrel failures, and it just depresses me because there are those of us who actually make something of our lives. As hard as it is to make a success of your life, there are those of us who do.
Yeah. I hate this hammer. It's not hammer. Oh God, I'm gonna die. There we go.
But yeah, this guy's actually really good with their videos and presenting on obscure internet things and that, and doing it in a really neutral and impartial way as well. But yeah, links in the chat for anyone who's interested.
Level 2. I've only got 2 screens. Oh no, it's got vertical barrels now.
I never even knew about him until about a year ago.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Right, I'll look at that link right after.
I've actually come part of a group now that a part of a Facebook group now that actually people make homemade night vision scopes and stuff. It's actually pretty cool. Someone using a CCTV camera actually. If I could actually get one of these cameras. You'll remember these, Steve. The back stall cameras.
You're on the small screen. I can't see you. You'll have to go to big screen.
Here you guys. If you get you'll remember these cameras because I've got several of them. But yeah, if I could get these to run on something like 12 volt, these would actually make a really good night vision scope because they are really crazy sensitive to low light levels, and that's 90s tech.
I've got a crate full of them.
Have you? Brilliant. Yeah, I think you could say I have a crate full, actually.
They're chucking them out, so I grabbed them.
Nice. Yeah, I've actually got quite a few random things like that. There's just something about cameras that fascinates me.
I can see now. Yes, I've got 2 of them.
How many viewers have we got now?
7.
Oh, we went down 1. Sad face.
They usually take the lenses off before they throw them, though.
Interesting, because a lot of the modern cameras don't actually have removable lenses.
Those lenses sell for quite a bit.
Yeah, some of them do, because you do get some of the lenses that go, but yeah, that's a bit of a pain to take the lenses off. But hey, you've got a whole load of cameras. They're actually pretty decent cameras, actually. I was quite impressed when I got hold of them. Because I put them out, and they would get all the uni surrounding dark areas like it was sodding daylight. If I can rig one of those up to run on something like 12 volt, that would actually make a pretty good night vision system.
Are you ready to see my tower of power?
Why not?
I've rotated the camera. Ready, this is the bottom, and you may now look up the tower of power.
I'm guessing there's going to be another Mac. I'm surprised. Oh yes, there is another Mac on top of the Mac. Is there a third Mac on top of it? No. I was going to say there's going to be another Mac on top of that Mac, and yep. And your lovely.
Some scopes. There's an XP machine, a G5 with a G4 sitting on top.
Everyone needs at least one XP machine.
That's the tower of power number 1.
I have a few XP. Oh, you got more.
Tower of power number 2. What can you see there?
I can see a typewriter, electric typewriter. Yeah, the Ocean the magazine we appeared in.
Yes, that's the one. Right, we have a.
I wonder why he came. I'm amazed that he even came to me for that.
Oh no, on me. I think what's his name had a say in that one.
Yeah, but then you have a bigger channel than mine. Mine was basically, I don't know, like 500 subs at the time.
Well, it wasn't very big.
It's always been bigger than mine.
On each video, well, there we go. Pentium 1166, a 486 that works, I just needs a new battery. Pentium 4, and the one from the live show where I spent 12 hours working on it.
Oh yeah.
It's the Pentium 2 now, it wasn't XP machine, it's now Pentium 2 on Windows 98.
Oh, you've got one of those leveling camera eye things. I had the opportunity to get one of those. That green thing.
I just noticed that.
You used for laser leveling and that. Yeah, I found a really old one in the skip at uni, but I decided not to take it, and I should have really. In the end, someone else took it.
And that was a skip find as well. The difference is, it works.
Yeah, you see ones just like that in the London Underground, but where they're doing a lot of maintenance and work, taking measurements all the time to check that the workings isn't disturbing the main rail infrastructure in the underground.
Yeah, the battery was shot when I cycled it a few times and it got life back into it, but this actually works fine. These are about £5,000.
Yeah, they are expensive and very specialised bits of kit. You could easily sell that for a pretty penny.
Yeah, I don't think I could though. I think they want them from dealers if you're going to spend that much, not from a private seller.
Yeah, they'd probably think it was stolen, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Evening to you too. Yeah. Oh yes, Tower of Power. There's actually a level in the Turrican remake called Hurricane called Tower of Power. Or Power Tower, that's it. Absolutely awesome level. Absolutely awesome level, and the music for it is a thing of beauty.
There you go, there's my desk. Obviously the iMac's missing at the moment because it's over there.
Yeah. My desk. Oh god, this webcam's hot. My desk setup. I don't think I can see any work confidential stuff because I am actually working from home all the time on it. So I've got to be careful not to actually show any of that kind of stuff on screen. Is this? Plenties of clutter too.
Nice old keyboard.
Oh yeah, I've brought out the Dell again because the computer actually has a PS2 port on it, on the motherboard. It's mechanical, but the other mechanical keyboard died, which I need to fix that. But under the desk we have an absolute ton of dust because, well, dust is evil. My main gaming PC, yes, it looks that terrible. The hi-fi. Over this side, Pentium 4. Dual core machine, which is half dismantled, and a Sun Microsystems server from the 1990s. Then we have my Windows XP machine I use for making Atari ST floppies. I've just run out of empty 720k floppies, which sort of killed me making any more of those. Another XP machine that used to be my Lappy revived, but the hard drive in it recently died, and a Linux Mint box, which I'll probably end up repurposing as something else, but I've got distro, and then we've got a 95 machine there. And yeah, the workshop is very cluttered. It's the complete opposite of the rest of my house. The rest of my house I keep as immaculate as possible. Saying that, I do need to run the hoover around because there is a lot of debris building up on the carpets.
Oh, I have a Geiger counter, but it's special.
Ooh.
Ready? It's hiding in the corner there.
Oh yeah, it's your Draken tube one. Did you get that working in the end?
No, it still sits there as an ornament. Class though. It's half hidden behind the stuff there, behind Windows and DOS. Box, version of DOS 4.5.
Yeah. Most of my computer collection is actually in this room.
Here's all my sealed media.
Nice. Yeah, most of the vintage computers are all on the shelving there. And then that bench there is my electronics workbench that you can see the back of 2 televisions on. This is what I've done with my CRT TVs. They're used for basically testing game consoles and stuff.
There we go.
But yeah, as you can see, it's quite cluttered in here. But the rule is the workshop is allowed to be cluttered. The rest of the house can stay nice, tidy, and immaculate. But the workshop, and that's more because I'm obsessive about cleanliness. And that's the thing. It's like, that's one thing that used to drive me mad at uni. No one would ever keep the kitchen clean. It's why I used to live off so many McDonald's and Domino's pizzas.
Still an issue.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I should probably order a Domino's. Although they're probably closed now. Boo.
Neil's found his way into the room. Who let him in?
Who?
Peter Falk, Studman.
How's your dogs? Because I haven't seen them appear in the videos for a while.
Dead.
Oh, God.
That's why she doesn't appear. Died last year. Or was this year? This year? No. Yeah, it was this year. January, I think. Yeah.
It was stolen. What was stolen? Left-hand numeric keyboard or flipped image. It'll be flipped image because of the way the camera's doing it. Son from back of Nelson. What was stolen? Someone's just put in the comments there, it was stolen.
That's Neil being a pain in the ass.
Helps if we have context. I don't know if you can really call nicking stuff from the skip stealing.
No.
Seeing Domino's health record during Corona, I wouldn't buy from Domino's for a while. I've had a few so far and it's been fine. But yeah, I do have a decontamination procedure of like cleaning everything that comes down and like bleach spraying. Oh no, we've lost Steve! No! Oh, you are there, we've just lost your video. Ah, now it's back.
Complaining about low battery again.
No context given. Well, without context, we will never know what was stolen. But yeah,
I'll put a long lead into me bloody thing. Hang on.
Yeah, you might have to just pop it on charge. With low battery, eventually it will just go.
It's off again.
Yay!
I'm back.
What's our view count up to?
9.
Woo! We're up 1!
2.
We're almost 10! My God! I think in the bath is a very much a thing that sort of gets people at least curious.
If you saw the being in the stream, you get that.
Yeah. If you saw it at the beginning, yeah, you will basically get it. Oh yeah, I've found a thing. Yeah, I'm gonna have to bring it up there. It's kind of annoying. I probably could do an OBS capture window, but I can't be asked to play with OBS and potentially break something. Are you jumping on board for the 8-bit TTL CPU projects? I do want to actually do one of my own of actually building an 8-bit TTL CPU at some point, but yeah. Time and parts, they're the main issue, is like the parts you need for one of those projects is crazy. And anyone who, you get people who say, oh, like resistors and stuff are like 1p, and it's like technically correct, but when they're at that price you can only ever buy them in bulk and that cost adds up big time fast. So you'd end up spending like 50 quid on parts for the CPU alone, so that's a long way off. But I do have spare Z80 CPUs, so I will actually play with those at some point. I did have a spare, and this is actually one thing which I forgot to mention, but then it's not an original 1980s one. I do have an Acorn System 1 because someone was selling boards for actually building your own on eBay, and I managed to source all the parts to actually build one. So I have a proper Acorn System 1. And I forgot to mention him actually in amongst my vintage computers. And he's built with mostly 70s and 80s components. There are obviously ones on here which are brand new, and that's more out of the case of what I could get hold of. Yeah, but as soon... Yeah, but then that's that's how they do it, 50p, but then you throw on postage and all that on top and it adds up very quickly. It's one of those things that unless you're like a factory where you're ordering them in the thousands and like doing a mass production line, it's actually quite expensive when you build up all the parts. Trust me, I've been buying electronic components for years. The only thing I need to do in this is populate the rest of the tape circuit chips. But I just haven't got round to ordering them yet. But yeah, this thing works. It took a while to get it all running. In fact, I actually sat there on the train actually programming it coming back from work one day, and someone actually commented on it and then ended up having a bit of a conversation about it.
I'm getting strange comments on my live stream from tonight.
Are you?
Yes, this computer is almost the same as the Dragon 32. Doesn't say which computer. On Dragon, I typed in word processor in M code. It works, but not properly. Can I send you the program?
That does seem a bit strange, especially as you didn't show it. Do you even have a Dragon 32? I don't think you do you?
I used to, but it's before I started the channel.
Because I don't remember you ever having a Dragon 32. It's not one I have in my collection.
I used to, but it's way before I started the channel.
Oh god, someone's bugging me on Facebook now. There are no donkeys in Kong. Yeah, it's just the name of the gorilla ended up being his name. The bath makes a good cleaning pool, although the parents get annoyed if you put 20 bottles of white wine and vinegar to de-rust. Oh, that's the sort of thing I'd do. To be fair, wine is about as tasty as vinegar. Wine is foul stuff.
I like wine.
I absolutely detest it.
I like wine. Red gives me a bad stomach.
The only thing I will use wine for is for cooking, because you can often use it to make various sauces for like mussels or something like that. And then we've got I once jumped on a board. It was extremely anticlimactic. Ah, but what type of board? Surfboard? Surfing's actually quite fun. I've done that in the past. CPC 100 resistors for 50p. Yeah, you do get people doing those kits you can get quite cheap, where they have a load of common known failure components that you can get on eBay.
I got bags full of...
My gran was 70s, then 80s, then didn't get to 90s. Most people don't get to 90s. My grandma was so close to 90s, but died just before. Free postage for over 30. Yeah, that's what they usually do. It's like they sort of encourage you to spend more on the electronics website. I've got a Dragon in the loft. I would recommend getting it out of the loft because the constant humidity and temperature changes year on year is not good for sensitive electronics such as computers. It tends to kill things like the RAM and that. Not wine, white vinegar. Vinegar is a very useful substance, or malt vinegar. Yeah, I've used vinegar for all sorts of, mostly battery corrosion repair. Particle board.
Oh, you arse. I was good at this a few moments ago. This is TV's behaving itself.
Did you put marbles on the top of Nan's stairs? Oh yeah, I think I might know. Yeah, someone I actually know in real life is doing a bit of trolling on the stream.
I'll give you 2 words for who that is. 2 guesses who that is. 1 guessing.
Who?
His first name begins with Neil and his last name begins with Simpson.
No.
No.
It's not him.
It is. Peter Falk is that's Neil Simpson.
Yeah. Oh, is it? Oh, then I'm not.
trolling me, basically.
Yeah. And then we've got someone else who's basically trolling
By
me,
the way,
which is
Simon,
good. Huh?
By
Yes?
the way, you broke your record.
I broke my record on...
Yeah.
Oh, and we over... Oh my god, 11! I was just dropped down to 10, but we're still broken a record anyway. Bloody hell.
11, double digits.
Yeah. We might need to next time... next live chat, we should do you in the bath and me in the shower. Or maybe me in the bath as well. Just both be in the bath.
Didn't we do that on X Hamster?
Yeah. EPROM9 and VX in the bath together. Virtually. As it's COVID lockdown. Yeah. Having a virtual bath together, a romantic bath together.
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
That's going to affect my gameplay now. I'm going to be rubbish.
Yeah, you're going to be sitting there giggling to yourself and keep dying.
I'm really good at games now. I'm going to be rubbish.
The dragon was wrapped in vacuum seal bags and sealed boxes. Yeah, that will help protect it, but ideally you want to get it down into the sort of stable climate of the house. I'm building my TTL with SMD component. Yeah, that's a pretty sensible thing to do these days. That'll keep costs down. It also keep the costs of the PCBs down because you can make them smaller. But it does make prototyping and designing harder because you can't really breadboard SMT. But you can get the dip variant, breadboard that, and then convert it all to SMD on a board. Trolling question mark. Most people consider basically trolling as sort of cyberbullying, but I consider actually proper trolling as, you know, you're just sort of messing with someone for a bit of fun and it's mutual between the two of you.
Yeah.
It's me on the shitter. Oh god, I think we've all sat there on our laptops on the shitter at some point. I do it quite regularly. My laptop has seen things probably many people wouldn't want to see. eBay components, yeah, eBay is a good source of components. It's not the best, but it's good if you want them quick. Rapid Electronics is also a good one to get components from. DigiKey's apparently a good one, but I've never actually used them. SMT to DIP converters, yeah, they'll be useful for helping you prototype. Trouble is when you're doing something like that, you're going to need a lot of them. There was someone I watched years ago who actually built their own relay computer that like used punch tape and whatnot. It was actually really cool. Ended up getting them a job.
Think capacitors last longer.
You think I'm being abusive? No.
Yeah.
Because my definition of trolling is not the mainstream definition of trolling. When I'm messing with my brother, I always call it I'm trolling my brother. When I'm playing jokes on people at work, I'm trolling my work colleagues. I'm not actually verbally abusing them or anything. I'm just like, you know, like with one of my work colleagues, I put his face on him from Powerpuff Girls with like the little red cheeks and that and the claws, and then stuck it to his computer monitor for when he came back, which that was a good laugh.
You bully.
Oh, don't worry, he has his ways of getting me back when he once grabbed my work phone and started sending unflattering messages to my boss, and my boss instantly knew what was going on. So yeah, we mess with each other. It's all good. It's all mutual. We know there's no vindictive or evil in it. It's all just harmless fun.
Yeah.
As long as it's irrelevant and no one kills Nan with marbles, trolling is good. Yeah. Don't punch tapes. No, it's discs you don't want to. Oh god, the amount of PlayStation cases I have that are broken because my brother would get pissed off with the game and punch the case. It's like one of the Tomb Raiders. It's like it just falls apart whenever you touch it because he just punched it one day when he got pissed off with Tomb Raider. And this is like back in the 90s as well. He was a professor, wasn't he? I don't know who was a professor. I'm sleepy. Night night. Yeah, it's getting to nighty times. I will be keeping this going for about an hour or so more before I go to bed because work. Hopefully my body will let me sleep, but there's no guarantee. Punch cats far softer. I wouldn't punch any animal. The only thing I want to do with animals is cuddle them. I don't understand the logic of a barrel floating diagonally.
God, I caught that hammer just in time.
Yeah. Oh, you would have been screwed. The trouble is you can't climb the ladders with the hammer, so it's not always beneficial.
As you for high school, I tend to try and avoid them. Ah! See? Got me in the shit.
Yeah. Cats deserve it. Maybe some of them do. Did you know the older lady from the central IT at uni? No. I didn't know anyone really hugely in the IT department apart from the little one that was in the labs. Her leaving speech was about uni having room for violence, a room dedicated to punching. Interesting.
Isn't that the staff room?
Yeah, it sounds like it, yeah. No, cats are too cute, don't punch them. Yeah, don't punch any animal. Just be nice to animals.
That means you can't punch me. Oh, well. 'Cause apparently I'm an animal. Galaxian computer game, it says on the cartridge.
If they don't, yeah, that is very bizarre. Just like a punching room. I mean, I can understand maybe having a punching bag at home for when you get home and you're angry or something. But actually, one of the best things to do when you're in a bad mood, go to the gym. You end up having such a good workout session at the gym when you're angry. It's brilliant, and you end up coming out calmed down.
I'd get more angry if I went to a gym. So I hate gyms.
Now you got to find there are some bad ones out there which like stink of BO and that, but there are actually good ones out there.
Just got somebody to go with.
Yeah, that's ideally what you want. I've been trying to get people in the office to go with me, but no one so far has. Because I'd usually if I go to the gym, I'd usually do it about lunchtime. Come out, get a nice yummy lamb kofta off the lamb kofta guy who does amazing lamb koftas.
So you went to the gym and then had high fat food?
Well, yeah, I was hungry.
So someone does the work. I know somebody who goes to the gym and then has pizza afterwards. Like,
That's exactly me. That's exactly me right there. It's probably why I end up just putting on muscle mass and not actually losing any weight at the gym. I just end up putting on muscle mass because, you know, I like nice food. I don't like bland stuff. I don't, you know, a lot of stuff you can get that is healthy, you eat it and you're still hungry afterwards. You end up paying £6-7 for it and that just annoys me.
yeah.
When I'd rather get something that's actually good.
So you don't go to McDonald's then?
Not often. I do miss them now they're closed because a night like tonight would be the perfect time to pop out to Mackie D and pick up a Mackie D. But I think tonight I'm just going to be eating a chunk of cheese again.
Yeah, no, that's unhappy.
Cheese is nice. I do not understand people who do not eat cheese.
I have turkey sort of sticks with sour cream sort of dip. Which I'll be having after a bit more alcohol.
Yeah. If they don't get close enough, you can always shoot them. The punch room punch cards, yeah. Yeah, in the punch room you'll be punching punch cards. That's bizarre though. Someone's leaving speech. I'm guessing her job pissed her off a lot, would be my guess. Mind you, I can understand someone in IT getting pissed off. There are things that piss me off in my job, but it's not actually well, it's usually, ironically, the IT department.
I got turned down for IT.
I wonder why. Mind you, saying that, with a lot of IT departments, I do notice they employ some funny buggers in them.
Yeah.
You get some really funny bugger types.
Comes with the job, I suppose. Type of people.
Yeah. Yeah, but then we're all nerds and we're all A-okay, but you do get that computer techie type people, like, really weird. And actually, one of the lady in accommodation who actually used to work at the same school I went to, she actually said that whole problems I used to have with the people in IT was basically they saw me, a young teenager who's really into computers and that, as a threat to their job.
Yeah, IT come down to fix our computers, and basically I end up doing it. Because I haven't got a clue what they're doing all the time.
Yeah. And I think that tends to be the funny bugger type. That are basically the arseholes, as I call them.
See, I play better after alcohol.
Yeah. I play worse after booze.
Makes you relax a bit, I think.
Booze can have that effect, but it can also have the really bad effect of also making things like depression and that worse, as I saw with my ex. That was... Some of the shit I had to deal with my ex was god-awful.
It had that effect on me last night, so I just gave up and went to bed.
Yeah. McDonald's punch. She's retired. Oh, I'm a bit of an IT infrastructure and engineer. Are you calling me weird? As in case of anything, you know... It's not everyone who's in IT who's a absolute pain in the arse, but there's a certain type of people who are. I don't know why, but yeah, it's bizarre. I mean, I know what you do. You're in the networking side. You're more sort of my sort of neck of the woods type stuff. Okay, yeah, you don't specialise in security, but networking guys, from my experience of actually working with them professionally, are actually the ones which are A-okay. They're not the ones who give you the grief.
I've never done this well at this game. Wow.
Yeah. To be fair, you're doing better than I would.
Yeah. This is far better than I've ever done.
Yeah, I think you might be right about Neil trolling you, because he's coming out with all sorts of weird shit.
Oh, he does.
About cats and punching cats and...
Yeah, he just wants to be whipped. That's his problem. He likes to be whipped. I'll get me whip out of me. Wow, I think I'm on wave 5 or something. I never used to get past 2. Hello, I'm one with the machine.
No way, he won't get a block from me.
Oh.
I'm not. Oh, do you find this? A lot of people these days are so block happy with their internet things. Oh, you died.
No, I've still got 5 lines. Oh no, game over. Oh, 9,560. That's bloody good going there.
Oh God! When I was made redundant, I was sent to do a one-day job to mitigate a PC from one network to another. Problem was the machine was standalone. Wondered why I was asking for a domain to join password. Told me I didn't need one. I was told I would not get paid until I migrated the machine, but without a password, end user was not an admin. Oh my God. Some people are just so stupid.
Our system at work has all this high-tech...
How did you not just laugh in their face? That is precisely why I don't work with customers. Because I'm the type that when they say something stupid, I just laugh in their face. Got quite annoyed when I asked, do they know how AD works? Obviously they don't.
Our network at work, you need username and password to use it on Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
And Ethernet. But if I take my iMac, it goes straight through. Password.
Oh, that's a nice little security flaw there. I wonder if that's purely a Unix kernel thing. You should try actually doing that, seeing if a Linux machine will just connect straight through.
I don't have any Linux machine because I don't like Linux.
I know, you've never been you're not a bit of a fanboy of Linux like me.
No, I sort of left command lines back in the 80s.
Yeah, one of my work colleagues is like really like Mac fanboy, so I like to tell him all the negative things about Apple and Macs and that because that's funny.
There's another Mac hiding behind the power.
Yeah. The only Apple device I have is my iPod Touch.
Yeah. You like touch it.
Yeah. I quite like it.
That zoom.
It was it was pretty cool for its time. Yeah.
Power supply for it.
Oh, there we go. That adds to the stream just to always like just belch randomly and whatnot and fart and yeah, that's it. All the stupid shit we used to do back then. You know.
Get my nipples out again, like
yeah. It's like a decade has passed, but no maturing has happened.
Yes, I matured.
yeah, exactly. It's like a decade has passed and no maturing has happened, the way it should be.
Luckily we've got no neighbours, else I wouldn't be able to do this normally.
Okay, now I seem to... Okay, that's random. Now I seem to find me on a bullet casting site. I don't quite know how that happened. I must have clicked something random. Bullet casting. Yeah, probably be about the only way you could get bullets in the UK. Would be you actually make them yourself. Try not to break the camera.
That's much better looking down there.
Steve, you are such a fun guy. I hope one day we can.
Mr. Socky.
Yeah.
Mr.
I hope one day we can actually meet up for beers or like gaming session at some point because that would be absolutely awesome. Yeah.
You said you like cheese and I'm a
Yeah, I'm not much of a foot fetishist. But yeah, I certainly reckon it would be awesome to actually meet up with you actually in properly real life at some point and actually have a beer and gaming sesh or something. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be good. Do it live.
Oh yeah, gotta do it live.
Bring out the paint box, Sheba said. The paint box is long gone.
Yeah, it went to Dexter's lab.
Yeah.
I actually found the video where he's working on it and commented on it.
Yes. There's loads of controversy about that.
Why is there loads of controversy about that?
Because I gave him the paint box and he tried to charge me for some valves. I'm thinking, man, I've just given you that thing and you're trying to charge me for this. Yes.
Yeah, that seems a bit weird. Especially as something like a paint box is one of those machines where there's not many of them out there and it's quite rare.
Yep. Let's get this. What are we doing here?
You know, if someone gives me something, I always really appreciate it because, you know, they've actually taken their time out their day to actually do something that they have no thing.
I've just improved the picture dramatically. You won't see it on the stream for a few seconds.
Part of our business sent end users laptops. Part of our business sent end users laptops at home due to Corona, but then never logged on as them beforehand. Then got a ton of calls from staff who could not log on to the domain for the first time on that laptop. Yeah, that sounds completely ridiculous. It sounds like I didn't know what the fuck they were doing there. Then we've got LAN party. Yes, yes, having a proper LAN party. We were the only ones when back in the 90s. We were the only ones who actually had a computer in the house. So, of all the people we knew, So LAN parties weren't a thing for us. Plus, we were little kids, so the parents wouldn't have let us drag off the PC elsewhere, which cost thousands.
PCs were expensive in the 90s. I was after a 386, and from a sort of reseller type person who did.
Do you reckon the LAN parties and that were more of an American thing?
Yes, definitely. When I tried to build a 386 and it came to £3,200.
Yeah. Because not many. We were actually quite lucky because my dad needed a PC for work. We had a PC at home in the 90s. I think about 94 or 95 they got it.
Yeah.
But many people didn't have a PC back then. In fact, my primary school only ended up with PCs because my dad actually got, when his company was actually going to chuck a load of equipment out to upgrade it, my dad actually rang through the hoops to actually get it donated to the school.
Amigas are the way to go because they can play games and do all your stuff, all your business stuff, and it was better.
Oh yeah. But then that was back in the 90s, it certainly was.
Yeah. We hope so much Amigas will come back, but they never did, so.
It's because Commodore itself was failing everywhere else, because the Amigas and that were only really successful in Europe. In the US, things like Commodore Amigas are non-existent.
I wonder if everybody's selling an Amiga 1, but they go for a fortune.
Oh, they definitely. I mean, even an Amiga 500 goes for a pretty penny these days. Just a basic Amiga 500. I got mine for 30 quid.
I got mine for 10.
Yeah, I got mine for 30 quid and then got to basically pick and choose and take whatever discs I wanted with it. So I ended up picking through a whole load of games.
The disc give up on mine so easily.
I don't think he wanted to send me away with all the discs, but he was happy to send me away with whatever the ones I wanted. And I found Turrican 2 in that box of discs, so I definitely took that one.
That keep you happy.
Yeah, so I actually have a proper Turrican 2 Amiga disc.
Problem is those discs die so easily.
Yeah, I've heard that, so I only keep my discs indoors.
Apparently they write to get disc, which is the issue.
It's what's the issue?
They write to the edge of the disc.
So a misaligned disk drive can completely screw you over, basically.
Yep.
Trouble is, I don't really have the kit or know-how on how to realign a floppy drive if it goes out of alignment.
I've got a Commodore 64 realignment disc. Yeah.
I actually have some 8-inch floppies, and one of them is actually a calibration disc for an 8-inch floppy drive. I don't have any 8-inch floppy drives though, sadly. I have tried to get hold of them, but 5 1/4 inch and 8-inch floppy drives, for some bizarro reason, go for crazy money on eBay.
They do. I've got one here. MPC.
Yeah, I've got my 5 1/4 inch floppy. I ended up putting in the 286 PC I have on top of my shelves up there. Which I basically use that PC to as a bridge between my IBM 5150 and modern machines.
I've got sealed.
My first new PC was an ESCOM 486 DX2 66 for £600. You did well to get it for that little. In 1995, you did well to get it for that price. You did really well.
Yeah, we did great.
Check out the Amiga A500++, total new brand. Yeah, I've seen that where they're doing a lot of like remakes of the boards and FPGAs on it to get past the custom chips. Yeah, 5 1/4 inch 1.2 meg drive. Yeah, they're difficult to get hold of these days, and you're not likely to come across them in the scrap supply anymore because, well, it's difficult to come across them in the scrap supply in 2002, so it's going to be even more difficult now.
Because I've had them all.
Well,
I nab them whenever I see them, which is, not very often.
yeah, as I say, PCs were only really used by corporations in the 90s. People didn't really have them at home. and certainly things like schools and that barely had them. So that's why a lot of the stuff like that is different. You can get hold of Spectrums and that on eBay, and sometimes you come across a rare thing. I mean, I was very lucky that the lady who gave me the IBM 5150 actually gave that to me. It was completely dead when I got it, but I've spent painstaking hours getting it up and running. Had to replace quite a lot, pretty much most of the RAM on the board, and also quite a few of the 74LS 244 and 245 buffer chips, because loads of those had failed. In the end, I just bulk replaced them all because there are just so many that have failed. Well, thankfully IBM decided to build it with all off-the-shelf parts that you can still get quite easily.
Oh, bloody hell. Level 4.
Really? You can get the 360k beam drives for cheap? I did not know that. I will have to pick a few up then, because actually having a few I do actually have a BBC micro disk drive, but I didn't realise it was a BBC micro disk drive at the time, and I ended up blowing up the electronics by putting voltage in the wrong way when I was playing with it. But, you know, these things happen.
Learning.
Yeah. Ended up nuking the 5-volt electronics.
I miss my BBC.
Yeah, but then you were having trouble with finances, weren't you? So, you know, you have to do what you have to do in those situations.
Some computers won't sell at all, but yeah, I went. I got that free for a show.
I know, you did very well. That was basically, that BBC was basically your equivalent of my IBM 5150, one of those like difficult, rare to get hold of machines, and usually go for crazy money.
I was doing the show and 2 of them came in that day, donated to the museum, so we said, hey, you can have one of them for doing the show. Oh, thank you. Load of magazines I've just still got.
Yeah, because they gave you the whole kit, like disk drives, the machine, monitor, discs.
Yep.
Got the whole works.
And the Atari user magazines, which is still there. So I've got a load of Atari user magazines. Yeah. Good game.
I'm going to keep an eye out then for those 360 drives, because it would actually be nice to get hold of some. I mean, the connectors at the back are the same, so I don't really see any reason why you can't use a BBC floppy drive with a PC. I'll have to play with that at some point.
No.
Yeah, I managed to. Thankfully, there wasn't anything dreadfully wrong with the disk drives in my IBM 5150. I just lubed up all the moving parts, and it works perfectly now.
You lube up?
Well, we all know I'm good at lubing stuff up. I have plenty of practice with my ex.
Oh. Glad you handed that bit.
You gotta lube it up good. That bowl needs to go in the dishwasher. I'll probably run the Hoover around tomorrow. Yay, the S10!
It's fantasy later.
Yeah.
I think gonna get me. Let's play virus gaming.
Yeah, coronavirus edition. Oh, all my gas masks are all over there.
Oh, yeah. I bet they're well lubed.
Yeah. Actually, one good thing to do on them is actually use silicone lubricant to actually preserve the rubber on them.
I can't find my glasses now. I like it shopping in that for a laugh.
4080 track drive switch took the pins wired differently. The 40 track drives you can do with so it depends on the drive basically, because of the pin outs. Although the pinouts, I don't know if they're determined by the cable or not. That's the thing, but it could be built into the drive. It is something I definitely need to play with. I liked Mike's Electric Stuff's video on his BBC Micro where he just modified the shit out of it. Mike's Electric Stuff's videos are the best. I am absolutely 100% certain he's on the Asperger's spectrum somewhere, but he is like crazy obsessed. Like, he lives and breathes and only does tinkering on electronics.
That's where it helps academics, isn't it? Because they can concentrate.
Yeah, because they're not distracted by things like women and sex and all that. They just want to do their passion project of tinkering.
Damn it! No, I can never do that.
I can never find. I find I have too much of a schizo brain to want to focus on one thing and only one thing. I find doing the same thing day after day does my head in, and that's one of the things that I'm finding really difficult with this whole lockdown thing. Is every day is the fucking same, and it's driving me to insanity.
I'm lucky. I'm only like 10-minute walk from a river. Then I'll just walk up into the valley, and I'm up into the Pennines. There's nobody up there to see you. So I can do like...
Yeah, built into the drive. A bit like me. I'm sure Mike is too. Yeah, I would not be surprised if Mike's Electric Stuff is somewhere on the Asperger's spectrum, because he just does seem like that type who's just like very much, you know... The Q&A he did with EEV blog was actually really quite interesting. One of the things was like, "Are you married?" He's like, "No," and it's just like, yeah, because you're just too dedicated to what you do to care about that. Even Big Clive, he's just like, "Yeah, I've never been in a relationship."
Yeah, I'd rather have a relationship any day.
It's funny because Big Clive is quite happy with being a bachelor in his little pad, and it's quite funny actually because it's actually come out several times now in his videos, but he's actually gay himself. But he just has no interest in actually having a relationship. He's just quite happy doing his own thing.
Could he be asexual?
Potentially, yes.
There you go. Has no interest in sex or relationships or anything like that.
That could be, yeah. Yeah, he basically came out one of the cute people asking him questions. But it's like the mandatory in a lot of live chats. It's like someone's just like, let's be funny and ask, "Are you gay?"
Yeah, I am.
yeah, that basically was his response. It's just like, yeah. But not the traditional sort, because he's not like, you get the stereotype where it's like all feminine and into shopping and all that crap, and it's just like, no. Hell, I'm nothing like that. Last thing I want to do is bloody go shopping. I hate shopping. You know, Mum has to force me. Mum doesn't pay for the shopping anymore, but she still forces me to the bloody place to actually buy clothes and stuff because I absolutely detest it.
Those have to drop off me before I buy them.
Yeah. I usually wait for them to disintegrate, but sometimes there comes a need where you need new clothes because, as you say, they wear out.
Right, I've got that jacket from I wear on my live shows usually. That's 30.
Ah, yes, JW, yeah.
That one there is 33 years old.
Yeah.
Still going.
Julian Elliott is another great, yeah. Yeah, I have watched Julian Elliott's videos and whatnot. They're always good fun. Even just tinkering around with random eBay crap. Yeah, JW, yeah, he's very much an electrician. But yeah, sometimes his videos can be a little dry and dull. There are some of them where it's just like they are the sort you're waiting to go to sleep at night, so you put them on just to send you off to sleep.
That's the only problem with EEV Bog. His voice is rather high-pitched.
Yeah, he's not one you can fall asleep to.
No, if I watch them at work, he's not complaining.
The best technical YouTuber who's actually really knowledgeable, but makes the absolute best sleeping aid aid I find is... Well, let's see if I can see him on the list so it reminds me what he's called, is...
Great Scott.
Is, where is he? Oh, where is he? I'm thinking Carlson's Lab. But I just want to confirm that's the name. He's like the best sleeping aid in the world because his videos are very long, he doesn't do any humour or anything like that, so it's very much... Yeah, he's very much a sleeping aid for me. So I'll put one of his videos on and I will usually just drift off to sleep. I can't find any of his videos right now, but yeah, it's definitely Carlson's Lab. He's like the best sleeping aid ever. But he's also really knowledgeable. Yeah, Mr. Carlson, that's it. That's why I was trying to find his thing on my list of people I'm subscribed to, but I can't find it. He's like crazy knowledgeable, but that's it. There we go. Mr. Carlson's Lab, that's it. He's like the best sleeping aid for me ever. Electro Boom bored the hell out of me. I find that I liked Electro Boom's older videos, but the thing that I don't like about the modern ones is just all the sodding sponsorships and that just drives me mad.
If anyone watches car videos, Savage Geese, he's good for going to sleep too.
Is he?
Got very relaxing voice.
Yeah, that's what Mr. Carlson basically has. Very sort of soft, relaxing, calming voice. And then, of course, Shango 666 is another good one. Yeah, I recognise that name. Resurrection Repair.
He does mine exploration videos as well. Shango.
Yeah, I know who you mean. Yeah, the TV guy.
Yeah, I wouldn't call his voice relaxing though, but okay.
No, but yeah. Yeah, Valve and Discreet. He's been doing a lot of transistor radio videos lately, and they are just so valuable for learning troubleshooting and all that jazz. His videos are just so valuable for that. And he also has a really good, snarky, sarcastic sense of humour that always makes me laugh.
Yeah, watch his mine exploration videos. He takes religious materials down mines and takes the piss. It's funny.
Yeah. Strango 666 is absolutely brilliant. I love his just cynical, sarcastic, taking the piss out of everything attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah, Electro Boom Molder was good because he didn't do all the annoying sponsorship nonsense and that. And I swear most of his like making things explode and that are very much staged now because he just does it at a rate no one can be that actually clumsy.
Is that the guy who lectures himself?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all staged. This whole channel is staged, that's why I don't watch it anymore. It gets very samey after a while.
Yeah, it does, but at least we've got someone who's actually presenting the sort of electronics knowledge and that in a form normies can understand.
Yeah.
And be entertained by. Ah, yes, the Ben Heck show. Yeah, I never subscribed to Ben Heck, but I'd usually watch like the odd video of his because there's usually like some really interesting one he'd have that was actually quite good to watch. Frantone, yeah, she's good.
I used to watch Ben Heck years ago, but I forgot that existed actually.
The sparks are fake on some of them. Oh, it'd be a shame if he did it in for editing. Yeah, I like Fran's video. She does some, and she does a lot of the sort of stuff I like, which is weird, obscure, retro stuff.
Yeah, Shango, don't understand half the technology he's on about, but I'd still like to watch it.
Yeah, it's all valves and stuff, which is a bit of an elusive area for me, but you can still take a lot of the same processes he's using to debug those old televisions and radios and apply them to anything, really. Curious Mark, Teletype, yeah, I like his. Like the Apollo Guidance computer. Yeah, that's the one that really got my attention with Curious Mark. That Apollo Guidance computer series. It's like you're pulling up all the same list of bloody videos and channels I watch. Whereas Mr. Carson's lab is my sleep aid.
Okay, I think I'm going to
Mark asks Fuller audio stuff from Brighton. I don't know him.
I think I'm going to go off street now because I'm going to go join wifey downstairs.
That's fair enough. I mean, it is getting close to midnight, and I should probably. So yeah, that'll be a good.
I've been live streaming up here during the day as well, so.
Yeah, it's probably about time to spend some time with your wife.
Yes. Well, thank you very much.
That's all right. Thanks for joining.
I'll have to do it again.
Yeah. I don't know if we can do it through your connection because you had trouble last time, didn't you?
Well, that's because I was using Skype.
Yeah, Skype is a bit of a bandwidth hog.
Yeah.
Because I think if I remember correctly at uni, I actually did some like throughput measurements of like various services, didn't I?
I don't know, but this could work when I'm doing live fixie shows, so people can join in.
Jerry Walker of Retro Computers, think I know that. Ben Eater, yeah, you were saying about TTL. James Sharman, TTL CPU. Oh yeah, there's a lot of other good engineering channels out there. Night to you. MHZ.
See you later.
Indeed.
Goodbye.
Bye. Bye, Steve. Yeah, Jambeat is another good one. So, we shall kill him. Yeah, it's nice having a good old retro game of VX. Yeah, Jan Beater old computers. Yeah, he's got a few good getting some up and running. CM434 told me about your throughput. CM34. Yeah, I see. I remember doing but I might be confusing them with uni stuff that I was doing at the time. I'm going to have to put my Amstrad back because he's right behind me. Doing Amstrad-y things. Oh wait, I'm not on the camera. Hang on. Game capture, video capture. No, the webcam's not actually transmitting through OBS because OBS does not like my webcam. I don't know why. Yeah, that's what I want to bring back is the old school ones like this because these were always great fun. Rather than just singular because on your own, it's fun to have someone to bounce off of, do things. Amstrad CPC 464, I did show it earlier on in the stream so you can watch back if you want to. When this closes. And then you can view back. Yeah, but Steve Benway Steve here from Retro Gamer VX, yeah, we used to do these sorts of streams all the time at uni. Would host them all, and even Aussie50 joined in. That's how I actually got friendly with Aussie50. Because he would join in with them as well, and we'd all just have a great laugh. That's why it genuinely upset me when Aussie50 died, because, well, he was actually someone I knew. Not just another face or nameless individual. Or some random ass celebrity. But anyway, I'm going to call it an end for tonight, because, well... I technically have work tomorrow, although I'll be sitting at this desk, losing my mind. Hooray for lack of sanity. But yeah, have fun. And we shall do this again at some point in the future. Hopefully within a week. Maybe during the week. Yeah, Aussie 50 died. He committed suicide. There's actually a video on my channel going over it shortly after it happened. That's why you won't see any new videos on his channel anymore, because you're not around to make them. But yeah, I kind of want to bring it back, and the thing I like about you, yeah, I'm virtually installing a new firewall tomorrow. Yeah, that's the thing. There are those of us who work, I work in computer security, so yeah, my boss is installing physically. Yeah, and that's the thing, so I'm working from home permanently now. And I love being at home all the time, but the thing is, the days get so samey, it drives you mad. And when you're losing your mind, it really kills productivity. Fortinet, yeah! I know those, yeah. OT adware firewall, yeah. Fortinet firewalls. I'm not going to go into the infrastructure we use, but yeah, I know Fortinet. Because obviously you don't want to go into infrastructure you use where you work on stuff. Unless it's like mentioning something like Windows, because who the hell doesn't use bloody Windows? It's either Windows or Linux or Mac. It's Monday, Tuesday, something Sunday. Yeah, it's usually weekends where upgrades and stuff are done. Out of hours. But yeah, I'm going to go to bed, put my Amstrad back. He came up lovely after cleaning him up, because he was really grotty when I got him. Yeah, the most commercial one. Is Cisco, don't use Cisco, we don't for all our systems. Yeah, Cisco seems to have fallen out of favour in the industry, I've noticed. It doesn't have the same prestige as it used to have. Have some very bespoke that I can't talk about. Yeah, I've got a lot of stuff actually to do with work that you technically can talk about, but you're in breach of contract, so that's why I don't like to mention about like the sort of stuff we use. Ah, Steve! I'm back. No backstabbing. Why would I? Well, I'm not the personality type to be a backstabber. I've dealt with too many of them in my life. Like that bitch who was in my first year flats, first year of uni. No. Cisco, don't use Cisco. They used to use Juniper. Ah, yes, Juniper firewalls. There's also Palo Alto. Palo Alto is like the dog's bollocks for firewalls. Cisco, don't use Cisco, they use Juniper. Yeah, Cisco doesn't have the prestige it used to. I mean, I still got all that Cisco kit you sold me. I'll probably end up selling it all off eventually, because it's just sitting in the shed not being used. It did come out to play though for a bit a few years ago. It was kind of fun going out and messing around with Cisco stuff again, because I got really good at it, and it didn't take long for my Cisco knowledge to come flooding back. Don't drop the monitor. There we go, so the monitor's back there safely. But yeah, Cisco seems to have fallen out of favour in the industry. I've noticed that. I mean, you still see lots of Cisco switchgear and routers and stuff, but it's not as big as it used to be. Used to be the guy at work. No, it wasn't anyone you knew. We're just installing Cisco globally. Yeah, they still do decent routers and switches and that. But the trouble is, you notice actually, and this comes out in the news all the time, Cisco keeps having loads of game-breaking, like critical bugs that basically would allow an attacker to basically get into your network and do whatever they want. Be able to take over switches and routers because of these absolutely terrible bugs and backdoors that keep appearing in the media. So if you lock down Cisco kit, you want to if you've got Cisco kit, you want to lock it down. That noise was my message coming through. Oh, have you sent a message, have you? Oh yeah, you have. My older sister at work. Yeah, but you need to be dressed up in everything you can. In fact, I'd recommend actually giving your older sister your S10 gas mask. If she's in the hot of it. Yeah. Yeah, I would, because she's in the thick of it. I would give her your S10 gas mask. Yeah, they all have them. It's just people target Cisco. Yep. You should see our configs. Oh god. The worst is when you know better and no one's actually doing it. Ah, yeah, that could be a problem. And postage isn't very reliable lately. Postage is a bit meh. Ah, that's alright then. Yeah, I've just got a Facebook ones coming through as well for anyone in the chat who wonders who I'm responding to. Yeah, I imagine I will probably look at them and laugh, those configs. The thing is, I write ours. I hope you're doing all the stuff to best practices, and because a lot of good security is basically good administration. If people did good administration all the time, you wouldn't have all the problems that you get. Yeah, we have a threat scanner by an outside company to check ours. Yeah, that's a good thing to do. External pen tests from a third party are a brilliant thing to do. Yeah, I might try and do that as a side gig one day. I don't know how to start it off though, but yeah, it's something I would quite like to do. It would be fun. But yeah, I'm gonna kill the live YouTube stream now because, well, it's getting late and I need to start prepping for bed and actually get some food in me because I'm hungry. So thanks to all of you on YouTube for watching and enjoy. Only got into one of ours, a group supplied and managed device. Still, one compromise is still a compromise. And a compromised device can still very much be used to further attacks to compromise other devices. So that's one machine that really needs toughening up. But it's good when they find the holes. The worst is when you get the pen testers who don't find the vulnerabilities that are there. And it's even worse if you already pre-know those vulnerabilities are a thing. And it's even worse when you're fighting with IT to get them fixed. Oh my god, that can be frustrating. Yep, but not one that I programmed. Yeah. Sadly, you can't be there for it all. One given by Central IT, who wrote the baseline profile. That's the trouble. You get so many people in the IT departments who just aren't security conscious, and that's a problem. That's a major problem that the IT and computing industry has. Is there's so many people who work in your traditional IT roles, which are slowly dying out, who just aren't security conscious whatsoever, and they can often be the ones that are the reason why companies get broken into and completely and absolutely raped in front of the media and everything else. It always comes down to bad administration and penny pinching. Yeah, I tell Central IT to fix it, or I'm ripping it out and give them 12 hours. Yeah, sometimes you need to be that harsh. It's a bit difficult though when it's in a data centre halfway across the world though. That method doesn't work. But yeah, I'm going to kill the YouTube chat now because it's time to go to bed, yeah. Oh god, Telnet, why? Why would you do that? You want it to be at least SSH. You don't want to have actually it being able to be logged in through Telnet. Well, there are some funky things you can do with Telnet that you wouldn't expect. But yeah, night stream. Yeah, end.